Good evening from Highland High School. A big matchup in the Six Rivers West in girls hoops as the Highland Cardinals host the River Ridge Timberwolves. Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball is presented by Myers Heating and Cooling, Myers Home Comfort Solutions, and Wolf Construction on ESPN Radio, AM 1590 WPVL, AM 1590 WPVL.com, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. For the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, I'm Tyler Dictanis, and this is the Raleigh Cheese pregame show presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese. The Six Rivers West Conference title picture can be put together after the matchup this evening as the Highland Cardinals will look to clinch a share of the Six Rivers West with a win over the River Ridge Timberwolves here this evening. Highland with a 7-1 conference record in the Six Rivers West, leading by one game over the Belmont Braves, who Highland defeated in both regular season matchups this season. However, Highland's only loss were to these River Ridge Timberwolves back on January 4th when River Ridge won 47-34. River Ridge coming into tonight's game off a very bizarre win over the Lancaster Flying Arrows in overtime back on the 6th. 39-33 the final. River Ridge led 18-6 at the half. Lancaster came all the way back to take the lead for a brief moment, but then it went to overtime, tied at 28 apiece before River Ridge was able to outscore Lancaster in the overtime period. Highland coming off a loss to Dodgeville in their last game, 68-49. And again, a Highland win gives them at least a share of the Six Rivers West Conference title. They can clinch it with a win on Shullsburg coming up on the 15th. However, a Highland loss would force a two-way tie between Highland and Belmont, and River Ridge would be just one game behind both of them if River Ridge were to come away with a win this evening. So major Six Rivers West Conference title picture implications on the line this evening. Coming up on a Raleigh Cheese pregame show, we'll talk with both head coaches. Had a chance to catch up with Ronnie Zinkel of River Ridge and Josh Terrell of Highland. We were able to ask them about the players on the Russell office's injury report. If you've been injured, contact Russell offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLaw.wi.com. We'll also get you the Fuller Smoker Center starting lineups. Our colors of the games brought to you by Cuba City Family Dental, Keeler Family Dental, and coming soon, Darlington Family Dental. And the opening tip between Highland and River Ridge. Other games on our Queen Bee Radio family this evening over on Extreme 1071 and X1071.com and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. A matchup in the Six Rivers West for boys. Potosi taking on Shullsburg. A win for Potosi gives them at least a share of the Six Rivers West. Mark Evenstead has a call of that one again on the X, Extreme 1071 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Over on Super Hits 106 in the Swall, boys basketball matchup. Cuba City is at Mineral Point. And on 97.7 Country, WGLR and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, SWC boys basketball, Dodgeville at Lancaster. And if we get any updates on those games, we'll bring them to you on the Shoebox Scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Coming up next, our pregame thoughts with Josh Terrell of Highland and Ronnie Zinkel of River Ridge. Our Raleigh Cheese pregame show continues after this on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Social media pages or our websites and click on the career link for details on this radio and digital sales opportunity and to apply.
Agri-America features the largest collection of agricultural podcasts, including popular titles such as
Hi, this is Rob Sharkey, a fifth-generation farmer from Illinois. If you want to hear stories about agriculture, make sure you tune in to Shark Farmer Podcast today on Agri-America.
I am Darren Hefty. Head over Singer, welcoming you back to the Healthy Stand Classic. We couldn't ask for better conditions. 68 degrees from a UV index of 3. This direct exposure to midday sun could be increasing her risk to melanoma. It looks like she's making a change. Now let's see what she takes out. Oh, wow. Looks like she's pulling out a 15. I don't know. Looks like she's going with a 30. Strong choice. Incredible.
Stand up to cancer at Optum want to help you reduce your risk for cancer. Visit takeahealthystand.org.
Put a frog in boiling water and it'll jump right out. But put a frog in cool water and slowly heat it up, that frog will boil. As veterans, we tell ourselves the lie that we can handle anything. We let the water boil. You are not a frog. If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach. Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
Pre-game one.
Welcome back to the Raleigh Cheese pregame show on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Big matchup in the Six Rivers West tonight as Highland takes on River Ridge. We're joined by Highland head coach Josh Terrell. Coach, thanks for joining us. And coming off a loss against Dodgeville back on the 6th, but also had a gritty one-point victory against conference rival Belmont. A one-game lead with 2 games to go, an opportunity to clinch at least a share of the Six Rivers West with a win against River Ridge tonight. Talk about the team's play over this last stretch, and is your team playing their best basketball heading down the home stretch of the season?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Yeah, we're playing our best basketball. If you look at the game against Dodgeville Tuesday night, we did not play well. We didn't have the ambition and the energy that we needed, but we'll have that tonight. I'm sure we'll come out and ready to fight. So, but overall, yeah, the girls have been playing their tails off. I've been really proud of them.
Yep, and with the opportunity to clinch a share of the conference, obviously, big wins against Belmont, 2 big wins at that. Was this a goal that your team thought that they would have at the beginning of the season, and now that there's an opportunity to clinch at least a share and an opportunity to clinch it outright with another win in the next couple games, what's the locker room like, and what's the mindset heading into tonight?
Well, obviously, yeah, to win a conference championship would be outstanding. And was that a goal at the beginning of the year? And, it was an expectation that we could compete, whether we had obviously everybody's got a goal that they want to win it, right? But was it realistic? Yes and no. I will never tell a team that we don't have a chance at it, right? And these guys just, they just kept fighting. So, but as far as tonight, though, we're kind of putting that on the shelf, and we're just worrying about River Ridge right now. We went down there last time and they beat us, so we gotta show up, we gotta play hard, and we gotta compete tonight. So, they're a good team, so we gotta be ready.
All right, Josh Terrell on our Raleigh Cheese pregame show. Our also office's injury report, talk about the health of the team coming into tonight. Is everyone ready to go and everyone healthy down the home stretch?
Well, knock on wood, we've been so lucky. We've lost a couple girls just to sickness, but as far as injuries, we've been extremely lucky. And so far, knock on wood, we're hanging right in there that way.
All right, that's good to hear. And then the matchup against River Ridge, I was there for that previous matchup back in Patch Grove, and the thing that really stood out to me was the free throw shooting, especially in the first half of that game. I think you guys were 4 of 16 at the line. River Ridge was in foul trouble. Your team just wasn't able to capitalize, and River Ridge won by 7. Obviously, I would imagine free throw shooting a point of emphasis, something after that game. But what were your takeaways from that previous matchup? What things have you seen from River Ridge since that matchup, and what's the key tonight for Highland?
Yeah, well, it's nothing new that when you play River Ridge, you know what they're going to do. They're going to play one tough man-to-man, the bestest man defense team, the best man defense team in our league. And you know it right from the get-go. That's what you're going to face, right? And you're right. We missed a ton of shots the last time we played them. But why did we miss those shots? It's because they put pressure on the ball and they make you take, shots that you're uncomfortable with. So we've got to get more comfortable with shots that way. We got to get, we got to continue to get to the line. We did a good getting there, as you mentioned, but we just didn't finish. And hopefully, we can change that around tonight and then finish enough to get a victory.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck. Have some fun, and we'll see you post-game as well.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, that's Josh Terrell, head coach of the Highland Cardinals. We'll have more on the Raleigh Cheese pregame show after this on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
technicians are ICAR certified, and many of them have decades of experience. We work on all makes and models, pretty much anything from your standard Chevy to BMWs. We pretty much repair anything you have.
Ambra Auto Body, a division of Anderson Weber Toyota. When you're ready.
This is Dr. Tyler Risma for Firsty Eye Clinic in Lancaster. Your vision is important to us, and we are here to provide all your eye care and eye surgery needs. From cataract, glaucoma, and cornea surgery performed locally right here in Lancaster. Feel free to call us at 888-582-0769. Firsty Eye Clinic, located at Grant Regional Health Center, 500 South Madison Street in Lancaster. For more information, visit firstyclinic.com.
Over 2.8 million Americans have served in our military since 9/11. Many have returned home with devastating injuries and few resources for them and their families. This is news correspondent Bob Woodruff. I sustained a life-threatening injury while reporting from Iraq in 2006. The military had my back that day, and they have each other's while serving. It's time we had theirs. Please join us as part of the Got Your Six initiative. To learn more, go to gotyoursix.org using the number 6.
Teachers shape the future. Right now, in a classroom somewhere in the United States, there's a teacher inspiring a future scientist who will make preventing pandemics their life's work. Sharpening the mind of an aspiring environmentalist who'll help combat climate change. And generating possibilities for a student who'll be the first in their family to graduate college. Explore a career that leaves a legacy you can be proud of. Teach. Learn more and receive free support at teach.org.
Pre-game 2.
So the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Big matchup in the Six Rivers West as River Ridge travels to take on Highland. We're now joined by River Ridge head coach Ronnie Zinkel. Coach, thanks for joining us. A really bizarre game on Tuesday night against Lancaster. Your team came away with the win, 39-33 in overtime. Your team led 18-6 at the half. Lancaster comes back to take the lead, goes tied 28 at the end of regulation, and then your team pulls away in overtime. Walk us through how bizarre that game was, what things went right, how did Lancaster get back into it, and how did your team find a way to get the win on Tuesday night?
It was definitely a bizarre game. You know, I never feel comfortable even with a halftime lead. So we had our little second half where we gave up too many points and didn't score enough. And then down the stretch, our free throw percentage hurt us until Mandy in overtime went 6 for 6. And credit to Lancaster, they held us to shooting 8 3-pointers total for the night. So that's great defense for them.
I've been looking at, the last few games, you were able to, pull off a scrappy, Schulzberg team. You immediately saw Wazika Steuben. They had a pretty decisive win, and then you have a gritty win against Lancaster. How would you assess your team's play over this last stretch of games, and is your team playing their best basketball down the home stretch of the season?
I think most of the time we're playing our best basketball right now, but we still have those little glimpses and 1 to 2 minute stretches where we're like, what are we doing? But, I mean, I think we're trying to overcome that in practices and getting ready game to game for regionals.
All right, Ronnie Zinkel on our Raleigh Chiefs pregame show. Our Russell office's injury report, talk about the health of the team over this last stretch. Everyone healthy, ready to go for tonight's game?
Mostly, Melissa Slutton, our point guard, is struggling with back problems. So, I mean, the last few games I've had to take her out and sit her for long periods of time. So I think she's good to go tonight, but hopefully it goes well.
All right, and then the key to tonight's game against Highland, we were there for the first matchup where the interesting thing, we talk about free throws as far as River Ridge goes, but Highland was unable to convert free throws in the first matchup. I believe they were 4 of 16 in the first half of that game when River Ridge was in foul trouble, and River Ridge did get the 7-point win in that matchup. But obviously, teams are a little bit different in early January than they are in early February. Talk about what you've seen from Highland since then, and what's going to be the key tonight for River Ridge tonight.
Yeah, Highland crashes the boards extremely hard, so that's where they get a lot of their points. Plus, they are playing great team ball right now, to be honest. I mean, their Belmont-Highland game the other night was very well fought by both teams, and I respect these coaches, and to beat them, we have to be able to box out. We got to hit some of our shots at an away game, and free throws for sure.
All right, looking forward to it. Thank you for joining us. Have some fun and good luck tonight.
Thank you.
All right, that's Ronnie Zinkel, head coach of the River Ridge Timberwolves. We'll have more on the Raleigh Chiefs pregame show after this on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
quality parts and quality people. And that's why Napa is so proud to be one of the most comprehensive car care brands. Tools, parts, fluids, and more. We've got you covered. Visit your locally owned parts store, Napa Auto and Truck Parts, Highway 14 East, Richland Center, and Highway 61 in Boscoville.
This is Doug Dalton with Dubuque Mattress. Dubuque Mattress was voted best place to buy a mattress for many reasons, but one of them was best price. Because Dubuque Mattress is a mattress factory, we are truly factory driven. We cut out the cost of the middleman. And because of our volume, we have the most buying power. I personally guarantee that Dubuque Mattress is 10 to 40% less than any other mattress store in town. Find us on Highway 20 directly across from Tyson's. Dubuque Mattress for the rest of your life.
Dubuque Mattress Factory, you get a little snooze time.
Pre-game 3.
Back at Highland High School, Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball is presented by Myers Heating and Cooling, Myers Home Comfort Solutions, and Wolf Construction on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. You heard both coaches talk about the players on the Russell Offices injury report. If you've been injured, contact Russell Offices. Their experienced team of personal injury lawyers will fight for your rights and help you get the compensation you deserve. Visit RussellLaw.wi.com. Let's run down the Fuller Smoker Center starting lineups for the River Ridge Timberwolves. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's in Lancaster, Richland Center, and at FullerSmokerCenter.com. The River Ridge Timberwolves come into tonight's game with an overall record of 13-7. They are 5-3 in the Six Rivers West, coming off a win against Lancaster on Tuesday night. Their starters tonight go like this: a 5'4" junior wearing number 3, Braylon Quick. Quick averaging 2.8 points, 1 rebound per contest. Also in the starting lineup, a 5'5" junior wearing number 5, Mandy Worley. Worley is averaging 11.6 points per game and 6.4 rebounds per game. River Ridge also starts a 5'5" junior wearing number 10, Melissa Slutton. Slutton averaging 7.2 points, 4.2 rebounds, 3.4 assists, and 1.5 steals per game. Also starting a 5'8" senior wearing number 14, Shayna Graff. Graff averaging 10.8 points, 6 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and almost 3 steals per game. And rounding out the starting lineup for River Ridge, a 5'9" junior wearing number 22, Reagan Zinkel. Zinkel averaging 8.8 points, 3.5 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2.5 steals per game. River Ridge is coached by Ronnie Zinkel in her 4th season with River Ridge, and she's assisted by Mackenzie Graff, Joe Schulte, and Riley Zinkel. We'll take a break and bring you the Fuller Smoker Center starters for the Highland Cardinals as the Raleigh Cheese pregame show continues after this on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Closing in on the tip between River Ridge and Highland, Six Rivers West girls basketball tonight on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Tyler Dictanis with you from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth. We gave you the River Ridge starting lineups in our previous segment. Let's bring you the Highland Cardinals starters. 16-5 overall in the season, 7-1 in the Six Rivers West, a 1-game lead over the Belmont Braves. And again, Highland can clinch a share of the Six Rivers West with a win over River Ridge this evening. The Fuller Smoker Center starting lineups for Highland go like this: a 5'10" senior wearing number 10, Harley Fredericks. Fredericks averaging just shy of 10 points per game, 7 rebounds per game, 3 assists, and 2.4 steals per contest. Also in the starting lineup, a 5'7" sophomore wearing number 14, Addison Bedward. Bedward averaging 4 points, 2.5 rebounds, 1.5 assists, and just shy of 2 steals per game. Also starting a 5'7" senior wearing number 15, Bronwyn Halverson. Halverson averaging 10.5 points, 10.5 rebounds, 1.4 assists, and 3.5 steals per game. A 5'11" sophomore wearing number 21, Kate Terrell. Terrell averaging 6.4 points, 5.8 rebounds, 1.3 assists, and 1.4 steals per game. And rounding out the starting lineup for the Highland Cardinals, a 5'8" sophomore wearing number 24, Caitlin Miller. Miller averaging 7.5 points, 5.3 rebounds, 2 assists, and 1.5 steals per game. Highland is coached by Josh Terrell in his 14th season with the Highland Cardinals, and he is assisted by Tim Kasharek, Nicole Welsh, Maddie Drury, and Melena Fredericks. Again, our Fuller's Smoker Center starting lineups brought to you by Fuller's Smoker Center. See Fuller's complete hygiene line and options for your brand new dairy setup or existing parlor remodel. Fuller's of Lancaster, Richland Center, and at Fuller'sSmokerCenter.com. We'll take one more break, and when we come back, we will bring you the tip of the River Ridge Timberwolves and the Highland Cardinals 6 Rivers West girls basketball. This has been the Raleigh Cheese pregame show presented by Raleigh Cheese at the intersection of Highways 11 and 23 in the heart of Lafayette County. Don't forget the cheese tip-off coming up next on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Cardinals.
This neighborhood probably wouldn't be right for your kids.
If a real estate or rental agent says anything like this, you are being discriminated against. It is illegal. If you experience housing discrimination, go to HUD.gov/fair housing and report it. Fair housing. The law is on your side. A message from HUD and Partnership with the National Fair Housing Alliance.
Is expected and greatly appreciated.
River Ridge and Highland coming up on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. We'll step aside for tonight's national anthem from Highland High School.
To honor America and those defending our freedom, we ask those who are able to stand, remove your hat and place your hand over your heart as we play our national anthem.
Tonight's national anthem from Highland High School, getting ready for River Ridge and Highland 6 Rivers West girls basketball on AM 1590 WPVL, the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Tyler Dictanis with you from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth. Let's give you the colors of the game, brought to you by Cuba City Family Dental, Keeler Family Dental, and coming soon, Darlington Family Dental. 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. River Ridge in their road black jerseys, River written across the chest, Ridge written across the waist. with white numbers and the River Ridge paw print logo on both sides of the jersey. And Highland in their home white jerseys with red numbers, red and white striping down each side of the jersey. And once I see what the front of the jerseys look like, I'll be able to tell you it's Cardinals written across the chest. The Cardinals wearing the Air Jordan uniforms this evening. Those are the colors of the game, brought to you by Cuba City Family Dental, Keeler Family Dental, and coming soon, Darlington Family Dental, 3 convenient locations to serve your dental needs. Shoebox Scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. This is actually the second half of a boys-girls doubleheader for the Highland Cardinals. The boys team hosted Belmont in the game beforehand. Some of you may have caught the ending on our Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. The final, Highland defeating Belmont 65-54. And with 3:13 left in the first half, Dodgeville and Lancaster are tied at 24. That game over on 97.7 Country, WGLR, and on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Also in the Six Rivers West, Potosi and Schallsburg in boys hoops. Mark Even at the call of that one on the X Extreme 107.1. We also have Cuba City at Mineral Point in the Swell Boys action on Super Hits 106 and superhits106.com. Our game tonight brought to you by Clare Bank with their 8 locations in Southwest Wisconsin, probably supporting our area's high school sports teams. Clare Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. By Roy's Concrete of Bagley. Put Roy and the crew to work for you on your next concrete project. Call Roy quick at Roy's Concrete, servicing Southwest Wisconsin, and proud to back the River Ridge Timberwolves. Reagan Zinkel at center court for River Ridge. Harley Fredericks at center court for Highland. Ball is tipped. River Ridge controls it, working from left to right, as I see it here from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, and as you see it on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Reagan Zinkel drives to the right side of the paint, gives out to the top to Slutton. Slutton drives in the paint, kicks out right side. Zinkel open 3, right corner. Ball rattles out. Offensive rebound for Shayna Graff. Going to kick it back out to Worley. Worley loads up for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound collected initially by Highland, but then taken away by Quick. And the official blows the whistle on the end line, and it looks like it's going to stay with River Ridge. Mandy Worley set to inbound baseline left side. Doolittle's Pub and Eatery on the square in Lancaster. Catch Dueling Pianos at Doolittle's this Saturday night at 8 p.m. Doolittle's on the square in Lancaster. Shannon Graff floats up for 3. Back iron, no. Rebound collected by Highland. Halverson there with the board. Highland now with their first possession. Just 40 seconds gone by in the game. No score between Highland and River Ridge. Highland, again, looking to clinch a share of the Six Rivers West Conference title with the win here this evening, as a floater put up in the lane. Out the back iron, no. Offensive rebound for the Cardinals. Put up no good. Rebound collected by Reagan Zinkel of River Ridge. Zinkel going to hand off to Slutton to block it across center court. Now Zinkel with it in the right wing. Gives to Worley in the right corner. Lobs it back out to the top to Slutton. Now to Zinkel. Zinkel back to the top. Slutton loads up for 3. Ball spit back out. Rebound collected by Kate Terrell of Highland. 16:40 to play in the first half. Still no score between Highland and River Ridge. Addison Bedward with the ball over her head on the right wing. Gives out to the right elbow to Halverson. Kicks out to the left corner. 3-pointer on the way. Back iron, no. Rebound collected by Shayna Graff of River Ridge. Graff again going to give to Slutton. And River Ridge taking their time, walking it across center court. I'll toss to Zinkel on the right wing, back to the top to Slutton. Slutton fakes the pass to Graff, now drives in the paint. Kicks out to Zinkel on the right wing. Back to Slutton in the right corner, into the lane. Graff trying to weave through a double team. Now Worley with it in the left corner, takes a couple dribbles, hands off to Graff, now to Slutton, back to Graff on the left wing. Skipped into Quick, back out to Zinkel. Zinkel fakes a pass, now drives baseline, kicks out. Worley open 3 left corner, side iron, no. Graff trying to collect the rebound, but it's chased down by the Highland Cardinals. On the left wing, now left corner, ball over to the right wing. Has a shot put up right side of the paint, off the side of the iron. Ball collected by Mandy Worley of River Ridge. 15:24 to play in the half. 3-pointer put up, back iron, no. Highland collects the rebound. Ball lobbed in, shot put up, back iron no, rebound collected, offensive board, but Mandy Worley there to collect the second chance for River Ridge. Still no score, 3 minutes gone by in the game. As I notice the huddle camera is turned off for the Highland Cardinals here. We'll see if we can get that back on for you. Shot put up in the lane, no good by Melissa Sletton. And a whistle as Addison Bedward has to tie her shoe. Action's going to resume. As Highland in possession with the basketball, Harley Fredericks gives out to the top to Caitlin Miller. Miller double team top of the arc, stolen away by Shayna Graff. 1-on-2 coming back the other way. Graff is going to bank it in on the right side of the lane. That's our first Gerard Abbing of Platteville Realty bank shot of the evening, and River Ridge is on the board 2-0 with 14:22 to play in the first half. Ball skipped in on the right side of the lane, and our first foul of the game going to be charged against River Ridge. And they whistle up Reagan Zinkel for her first personal, first team foul. Highland inbounding baseline right side of the basket. Ball lobbed into the right side to Kate Terrell, runs in the lane and gets the lucky bounce to go down. Kate Terrell with her first points of the game, 2-2 with 14:05 to play in the first half. Reagan Zinkel decides to drive in, but she picked up her pivot foot early, and that is a travel. And the first River Ridge turnover of the contest. And our huddle camera is back on here at Highland High School. So now you can see the game as well as listen to the commentary on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel as Mandy Worley comes away with a steal, driving in, and her shot is rainbowed over the rim. Ball collected by Harley Fredericks, pushes it ahead as a shot put up right side of the paint, no good for Fredericks, is no good, and the rebound collected by Melissa Slutton. River Ridge 2, Highland 2, 13:28 to play in the opening half. Braylon Quick on the left wing gives back to the top to Slutton. Now Zinkel, press court pass to the near side to Graff, to Worley, back to Graff, back to Slutton. Zinkel lobs it down low to Quick on the left side, back to the top. Great ball movement by River Ridge. Slutton over to Worley on the right wing. Now Slutton drives in, tries to toss it to Quick, and it's stolen away by the Cardinals. Bronwyn Haverson there with the theft. Under 13 minutes to play in the first half, still no score. Ball kicked out, left wing, open three for Highland, side iron no for Caitlin Miller. Rebound collected by Reagan Zinkel of River Ridge. Lydia Mason set to check in for the Timberwolves on the next stoppage. As Slutton, right-handed dribble, directing traffic. Angles towards the right side, hands off to Graff. Graff open lane, runs up, has the ball knocked out of her hands, and it's stolen away again by Bronwyn Halverson. Ball pushed ahead, three-pointer straight ahead, off the front of the rim, no good. Volleyball for the rebound collected by Kate Terrell, goes baseline, runs into a double team under the basket. Now ball push up to the top, three-pointer left wing coming up, back iron no, shot missed by Caitlin Miller. Shayna Graff collects the rebound, and Coach Zinkel wants a timeout with 12:11 to play in the first half. River Ridge 2, Highland 2, back after this on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
My son Ben was born with congenital heart disease and spent the first 8 months of his life in the hospital. Starlight Children's Foundation has played an important role in our lives. For 5 weeks as a baby, Finn lived in a Starlight Hero wagon instead of having to sleep in a hospital bed. Starlight provides moments of joy for families like mine at a time where there's very little to be found. Learn more about how Starlight brightens the lives of
Back at Highland High School, we are tied at 2 apiece with 12:11 to play in the first half. Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball presented by Myers Heating and Cooling, Myers Home Comfort Solutions, and Wolf Construction. Mandy Worley on the right wing gives out to the top to Sletton, back to Worley. Worley thinks about a three, going to give to Zinkel instead on the left wing. Now Shayna Graff with it in the corner, back to Zinkel. Tries to toss it over, ball deflected at the top by Harley Fredericks, goes out of bounds. It'll stay with River Ridge as a substitution coming in for the Cardinals as number 20, Sophia Terrell checks in, and Caitlin Miller will take a seat. River of Lakes Resort for family-friendly camping, excellent fishing in the backwaters of the Mississippi. Get away at River of Lakes Resort. Learn more at rolcamp.com. River of Lakes Resort in Bagley. Still tied at 2, 11:42 to go as a shot put up under the basket by Lydia Mason, able to bank it in. Great pass by Shayna Graff. And Lydia Mason breaks the tie. It's 4-2 with 11:30 to play until halftime. Cardinals with the basketball on the right wing, now in the right corner as Harley Fredericks dribbles out of the corner, met by Zinkel. Now ball skipped over right corner again. Mandy Worley defending number 15, Brahman Halverson, as a catch and shoot three on the left corner, overshoots the rim. Shayna Graff collects the rebound for River Ridge. She tosses over to Melissa Sletton to walk it across center court. 11 minutes to play in the first half. River Ridge 4, Highland 2. Shot put up in the lane, no good as Sletton was driving in the lane. And the first foul against Highland will be called with 10:57 to play in the first half. They whistle up number 21, Kate Terrell, for her first personal, first team foul, and free throws coming up for Melissa Sletton, shooting 45% on the season and knocks down the first. Sletton gets points on her stat line. Clare Bank with their 8 locations in southwest Wisconsin, probably supporting our area's high school sports teams. Clare Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Sletton misses the second free throw, scores 5-2. River Ridge on top of the Highland Cardinals, 10:50 to play in the opening half. Off the top of the arc, Addison Bedward looks to the right side, hands out to Fredericks. Fredericks left-handed dribble back to the top, now to the left wing to Kate Terrell. Terrell guarded by Shayna Graff, and Graff swats it out of her hand, goes out of bounds, and it's going to stay with the Cardinals as Braylon Quick checks into the game. Shayna Graff will take a seat. Herms's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington and Herms's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main in Platteville. See Herms's for the perfect paint for your next project. Herms's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. River Ridge 5, Highland 2. 10.5 minutes to play in half number 1. Harley Fredericks right wing, cross-court pass. Kate Terrell loads up for 3. Ball rattles out. Rebound offensively for Highland. Now a scramble for the basketball, and Sletton just rips it out of the hands of Brahman Halverson. River Ridge takes possession. Melissa Sletton, top of the arc. Tosses over to the right side to Zinkel. Cross-court pass to Mandy Worley. Now to the left corner to Quick. Melissa Sletton back with it between the rings. Right-handed dribble, switches to the left hand. Ball poked away momentarily, but recovered by Sletton before it rolls into the backcourt. Sletton trying to get past her defender and unable to control the ball. It goes out of bounds. Great defense by Harley Fredericks, trapping her in the corner and forcing the third turnover of the game on the River Ridge Timberwolves in this first half. 9:50 to play until halftime. River Ridge 5, Highland 2. Defensive game, or could say offensive struggle in this first half. And a travel on Kate Terrell as she picked up her pivot foot before she started driving towards the basket. Highland's third turnover of the game. River Ridge takes possession. 9:38 to play in the first half. 5-2, River Ridge on top. Anderson Weber Toyota in Dubuque powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota, when you are ready. Melissa Sletton checks out of the game for River Ridge. Lydia Mason back in as Zinkel dribbles to the right side of the paint, puts up a shot off the side iron, no. Rebound Sophia Terrell, and a travel called against Terrell. I was looking down to mark something in the scorebook and didn't see exactly how it was that she was called for a travel, but River Ridge takes possession. Mandy Worley lobs it into Lydia Mason between the rings. Mason dribbles to the free throw line, over to Worley in the right wing, back to the left wing, Zinkel, back to Worley. Zinkel to Quick in the left corner. Worley high left side. Takes a couple dribbles, stops it, gives it to Quick, loads up for three, overshoots the rim. Shannon Graff saves the ball from going out of bounds along the baseline, gives back to Zinko. Cross-court pass off the fingertips of Braylon Quick, out of bounds. River Ridge, turnover number 4. Don's Tire in Highland. Don's Tire is a neighborhood Goodyear Tire Center. Count on the trusted local pros at Don's Tire at the bottom of Main Street in Highland. 5-2 the score, 8:52 to play in the first half. Cross-court pass to the near side. Terrell driving in the lane, puts up a floater. It's no good. 2 free throws coming up as River Ridge commits team foul number 2, and I believe this is on Mandy Worley, her first personal. And that will put number 21, Kate Terrell, at the free throw line, shooting 62%. And the first free throw is off the front of the rim and no good. Community First Bank, for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank, cfbank.com. Member FDIC. Second free throw also no good. Scramble for the rebound. Mandy Worley collecting the rebound for River Ridge. Score remains 5-2 with 8:38 to play in the half. Shot put up, bricked off the backboard. Highland collects the rebound. They push it down the floor. Harley Fredericks in the corner. Dribbles right side of the paint, off the side iron. Reagan Zinkel with the rebound for River Ridge. Boy, neither team not having any luck offensively so far. Mandy Worley with the basketball at the free throw line, kicks out to the left wing to Braylon Quick. There's a cross-court pass to Zinkel, and Zinkel going for Mason. Mason can't control it, goes out of bounds. River Ridge turns it over for the 5th time. 8:05 to play in the first half. River Ridge 5, Highland 2. Again, Highland looking to clinch a share at least of the Six Rivers West. They can clinch it outright with a win tonight and a win against Shullsburg coming up on the 15th as the ball's knocked out of bounds. Last touch by River Ridge. And Highland will keep possession with 7:55 to play in the half. Harley Frederick set to throw in the inbound pass, baseline right side, lobs it into Kate Terrell between the rings. Terrell being guarded by Aaron Adrian, who just checked in the game, a 5'7" freshman. Ball poked out of bounds, and they're going to say Shayna, or no, it was Highland that touched it last. Highland turns it over for the 5th time. Shayna Graff going to throw in the inbound in the near side corner as Braylon Quick walks it across center court. Ball skipped into Aaron Adrian in the paint, loses the basketball, and it's stolen away again by Kate Terrell. Ball pushed ahead in the right corner, now back to the top, now to the near side to Caitlin Miller, who's back in the game. Miller with the ball over her head, skips it to the top, now driving in, ball kicked out, open 3 left wing off the front of the rim, no good. Offensive rebound though for Browman Halverson. Halverson gives back to Fredericks to reset. Kate Terrell puts it down low, shot put up under the basket, no good, and a whistle on the rebound. And they say that's in the act of shooting. And I believe that's Browman Halverson at the free throw line, the 5'7" senior, shooting 62% at the line. And the first free throw is good for Halverson. Her first point of the game. Foul is called on Braylon Quick, her first personal, team foul number 3 for River Ridge. Second free throw missed off the back iron. Score remains 5-3 with 6:53 to play. This ball is lobbed down low, shot put up by Adrian, and it rolls in. Aaron Adrian with her first field goal, 7-3. A football score with 6:40 to play until halftime. Ball in the right corner, Caitlin Miller, ball over her head. Skipped in, right side of the paint. Cross-court pass to the near side to Fredericks. Fredericks out to the top. Kate Terrell gonna load up for 3 off the front of the rim. No good, collects her own rebound. Gets back to the top, now back over to the right side to Sophia Terrell. Is out to the top, and Fredericks saves it from going into the backcourt, but throws it right into the hands of Reagan Zinkel. And they get the Graff, and Graff banks it in. And a timeout taken by Coach Terrell with 6:05 to play in the first half. River Ridge 9, Highland 3. Back after this on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
See how Wounded Warrior Project empowers women veterans like that by visiting woundedwarriorproject.org/empowerwomenvets.
In game 4.
6:05 to play in the first half. River Ridge 9, Highland 3. Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball presented by Myers Heating and Cooling, Myers Home Comfort Solutions, and Wolf Construction on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Highland in possession with the basketball coming out of the timeout as the ball is poked away but recovered before it rolls across center court by Caitlin Miller. Miller drives to the right side of the paint, kicks out left side corner 3, ball spit back out, and Aaron Adrian collects the rebound for River Ridge with just over 5.5 minutes to play until halftime. An offensive struggle so far for both teams, but River Ridge leading by 6, 9-3, as Shayna Graff on the left wing kicks it down low to Adrian. Adrian puts up the shot and it rattles in. Aaron Adrian now with 4 points on the game, 11-3. River Ridge on top of Highland. Closing in on 5 minutes to play until the Peterson Agency halftime report. A lob to the right corner. Bronwyn Halverson puts it up off the back iron, and Zinkel able to collect the rebound for River Ridge. Zinkel walks it across center court, gives to Sletton. Now three-pointer left wing, got it! Shayna Graff with the 3. And it's 14-3. River Ridge on top of Highland. Addison Bedward between the rings. Angles towards the right side. Hands off to Bronwyn Halverson. Now to Sophia Terrell on the left wing. Terrell has the ball poked out of her hands by Aaron Adrian. Goes out of bounds on the near sideline. Lydia Mason going to check in for River Ridge. Sending Melissa Sletton to take a seat. Myers Heating and Cooling, servicing Southwest Wisconsin since 1999. Myers Heating and Cooling, where they say, don't worry, we got this. Inbound pass gets in to Addison Bedward on the left wing. Now to the right side. Tries to skip it into Caitlin Miller, but it's stolen away by Shayna Graff. River Ridge pushing it down the floor. Lydia Mason, left corner, trying to look for Worley under the basket. Goes out of bounds, and it was last touched by Worley. As the Cardinals will take possession. Both teams now with 7 turnovers on the contest. 14-3, River Ridge on top of Highland. Mountain City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Step into Mountain City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. Turnaround jumper is good for number 20, Sophia Terrell. Knocked that one down from 5 feet away, and that ends the Highland scoring drought. 14-5 the score. River Ridge on top as a three-pointer by Worley on the right corner, no good. Zinkel there with the rebound on the right elbow. Takes a couple dribbles, floats it in the lane, and banks it in. That's another Gerard Abbing of Platteville Realty bank shot. And with 3.5 minutes to play until halftime, River Ridge 16, Highland 5. And a jump ball called in the corner. The alternate possession gives it to the Cardinals. Melissa Sletton going to check back into the game. And Aaron Adrian will check out for River Ridge. Carly Frederick set to inbound baseline right side of the basket. Being guarded by Reagan Zinkel. And a skip pass inside to the right corner to Bronwyn Halverson. Now to Kate Terrell inside the paint. guarded heavily by Graff. Gives to Sophia Terrell for three on the left wing, no good. But the rebound collected on the right wing by Harley Fredericks. Kate Terrell left wing, guarded by Shayna Graff. Left-handed dribble. Gives to Sophia Terrell in the left corner. Dribbles out of the corner, gives out to the top to Bedward. Overhead pass to the right side to Fredericks. Fredericks dribbling into the paint, runs into a triple team and a whistle. And which Timberwolf are they going to call this one on? It's going to be number 10, Melissa Sletton. Personal foul number 1, team foul number 4. 2:50 to play in the first half. River Ridge 16, Highland 5, and the inbound pass goes into the backcourt. It was last touched by Shayna Graff and recovered by Kate Terrell. Cardinals keep possession, shot put up. Shot is no good, but a whistle against River Ridge and 2 free throws coming up for Kate Terrell. Kate Terrell with 2 points on the game. Was 0 for 2 on her last free throw attempts, and they whistle up Lydia Mason for her first personal. First free throw knocked in on this trip for Kate Terrell. Makes the score 16-6, River Ridge on top of Highland. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, experience the difference. Second free throw good. And it's back to a single-digit deficit for Highland. River Ridge 16, Highland 7, 2:40 to go till halftime. Sletton gives to Zinkel on the high left side. Cross-court pass to the near side. Worley loads up for 3, side iron, no. And it's going to go out of bounds, and it will be Highland basketball. Braylon Quick checking into the game for River Ridge. Lydia Mason checks out. Rundy Plumbing and Heating in Belmont for all of your agricultural, commercial, and residential needs. Call Rundy Plumbing and Heating in Belmont. Addison Bedward looking at Coach Terrell for instructions, and now she gets it across center court. Hands it over to the right side to Harley Fredericks. Fredericks giving some directions, going to get to Sophia Terrell in the right corner. Now back to the right wing to Brahman Halverson. Near side, Kate Terrell. Bombs it into the left corner to Bedward. Bedward, right-handed dribble to the free throw line. Kicks out to Fredericks on the right wing. Stops her dribble at the top of the arc. Now down low, cutting towards the basket. Halverson banks it in. Brahman Halverson with a 2-point deposit. Another Gerard Abbing of Platteville Realty bank shot. 16-9. A minute 43 to go until the break. Cross-court pass to Shayna Graff on the left wing. Braylon Quick loads up for 3, left corner, side iron, no. Volleyball for the rebound, and it's collected by Highland. Brahman Halverson collects it cleanly, gives to Fredericks, and Fredericks walks it across the Highland Cardinals logo at center court. Sophia Terrell gives to the left corner, 3-pointer on the way, back iron, no. Rebound collected by Sletton. Sletton switching from left to the right hand, now right-handed dribble, angles towards the right side, looking at Mandy Worley, now stops her dribble, gonna give to Worley. Worley cuts out of the corner to the top of the arc, ball poked into the backcourt, and recovered by Worley. Worley gives back to Sletton on the near side, under a minute to play till halftime, 16-9, River Ridge on top, trying to add to the lead on this possession, 3-pointer in the left corner, back iron, no. Ball poked out of bounds, and they're saying Zinkel was the last to touch it, and Highland takes possession with 50.2 seconds to go until halftime. Russell Offices here to assist you as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. On the high right side for number 20, Sophia Terrell dribbles to the free throw line, back to the right corner to Addison Bedward. Bedward going baseline, trying to skip it in. Great save from going out of bounds by Halverson. And now Fredericks dribbles, has it poked away momentarily, able to recover it. Now she's triple teamed, but able to get out of it. So, Kate Terrell, top of the arc. Addison Bedward on the right wing, ball over her head, 13 seconds to go. Ball lobbed in, poked away, and stolen away by River Ridge by Sletton. Sletton gets it across, 5 seconds left, stops her dribble right wing. Ball trying to get passed back out, and a travel called against River Ridge with 2.1 seconds left. And now Highland has a chance to get one more shot up before halftime. But they have to go the length of the floor. Kate Terrell lobs it into Fredericks. Fredericks going to put up a shot. It's not going to count. And we go to the halftime break with River Ridge leading the first place Highland Cardinals in Highland 16-9 at the halftime break. Broadcast tonight brought to you by TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Jury and the gang a call at TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Also by Brenda's Beauty Bar of Bloomington. They feature expert hair care for the whole family. Check out the in-salon product lines at Brenda's. Get wet, get wild, and get style at Brenda's Beauty Bar of Bloomington.
Tonight,
coming up next, our Peterson Agency halftime report will check in on the shoebox scoreboard.
A big thank you to Coach Terrell, the office staff, and custodians for everything they do.
See what else we have coming up on the Peterson Agency halftime report. After this on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
And Coach Schmelzer.
Halftime at Highland High School. The River Ridge Timberwolves leading the Highland Cardinals 16-9 on our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball presented by Myers Heating and Cooling, Myers Home Comfort Solutions, and Wolf Construction. Tyler Dictanis with you from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Our Peterson Agency halftime report presented by the Peterson Agency in Argyle. Brian Peterson specializes in home, farm, auto, and umbrella policies. I've been mentioning during the first half, it's been an offensive struggle for both teams. Both teams really kind of held to one-shot possessions and some messy basketball in the first half. Both teams with 7 turnovers unofficially by my count. Neither team in foul trouble. It's just that the ball is just simply not going through the hoop for either team in this first half. River Ridge has led almost wire to wire. We were tied at 2 apiece before River Ridge was able to stretch the lead. River Ridge did lead 16-5 at one point before a little run by Highland to end the first half, but again, which offense is going to get hot in the second half? That will likely be our tri-court turning point in the second half. We'll see how the second half shakes out for both teams. Again, Highland trying to clinch a share at least of the Six Rivers West Conference title. A loss by Highland puts them in a tie with Belmont with 1 game to go conference-wise for both teams. Highland's next game will be at Schulzburg on the 15th. And River Ridge's next game will be against Potosi Cassville, and I believe Belmont closes out the season against Benton. Have to double check that, but interesting development as far as how the Six Rivers West will be decided. Individual scoring in the game. River Ridge led by Shayna Graff with 5 points, including 1 3-pointer. 4 points apiece for Aaron Adrian and Reagan Zinkel. Lydia Mason with a 2-point field goal. Melissa Slutton with 1 point, going 1 of 2 at the free throw line. And Mandy Worley held scoreless in the first half, starting in the game again. Mandy Worley averaging 11.5 points per game, and the top 3-point threat for the Timberwolves on this Timberwolves team. Highland is led in scoring by Kate Terrell with 4 points. Brahman Halverson has 3, a 2-pointer and 1 of 2 at the free throw line. And 2 points for Sophia Terrell. Harley Frederick started but did not score. Edison Bedward started and did not score. Caitlin Miller started and did not score. Again, we'll see what the second half brings us as we'll see which offense decides to get hot. 16-9 our halftime score. River Ridge on top of Highland. We'll take a break and check in on the shoebox scoreboard and maybe see if we can bring up what our Queen Bee Radio sports schedule looks like for the weekend. Our Peterson Agency halftime report continues after this on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Or it looks like I won't take a break. Grant Regional Health Center People's State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball presented by Myers Heating and Cooling, Myers Home Comfort Solutions, and Wolf Construction on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Let me see if I can take a break. This time, again, halftime score 16-9. River Ridge on top of the Highland Cardinals. Second half coming up in just a few moments. River Ridge leading Highland 16-9. Our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball presented by Myers Heating and Cooling, Myers Home Comfort Solutions, and Wolf Construction on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. Some halftime scores we can tell you about over on Extreme 107.1 and X1071.com and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Potosi leading Schulzberg at the break 28-20, although I believe they're into the second half right now. You can watch the remainder of that game on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Also on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, Lancaster was leading Dodgeville at the half 28-24. Radio broadcast on 97.7 Country WGLR. Platteville leading Prairie du Chien in boys hoops at the half, 33-24. Platteville trying to clinch the SWC outright. And a final score coming in, Cassville defeats Benton in boys basketball 53-39. Interesting score on Super Hits 106. Mineral Point leading Cuba City by 1, 24-23. And also at halftime in girls basketball, Darlington leading Boscobel 25-22. Just about ready to start the second half from Highland High School. Our game tonight brought to you by McNutt Electric of Belmont. They can assist you with all of your electrical needs. Chip and his crew at McNutt Electric are on call and ready to help you with your agricultural, commercial, and residential electrical needs. McNutt Electric in Belmont. By Bytech Resource Management at Greener Way. Bytech Resource Management of Monroe. Carey Seamless Gutters and Overhead Doors of Belmont, Prairie du Chien, and at carriesguttersanddoors.com. Sloan Implement, your official John Deere dealer in Bloomington, Cuba City, Montfort, and at sloans.com. River Ridge with the basketball working from right to left as I see it here from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth. And as you see it on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel, Mandy Worley loads up for three straight ahead, no good. Reagan Zinkel with the offensive board. Braylon Quick with the jumper, knocks it down from the left side of the paint. Braylon Quick with her first bucket of the game, 18-9. River Ridge on top of Highland. 17:35 to play in regulation. Shot put up in the paint, no good, and a whistle off the rebound. And a foul called against Highland will give River Ridge possession. They whistle up number 15, Bronwyn Halverson, for her first personal. Only one foul called against Highland in that first half. And they pick up their first foul in the second half. It's just under 30 seconds gone by. Reagan Zinkel in the left corner for River Ridge. Ball over her head. Now decides to dribble. Left side of the paint. Loses the basketball, and it's recovered by number 21, Kate Terrell. To Addison. Shayna Graff, left wing. Mandy Worley in the left corner. Back to Graff. No, it's going to be kicked into the second row, and thankfully the River Ridge faithful protecting me. Shayna Graff set to throw in the inbound pass right in front of the River Ridge bench. Going to toss it into Melissa Sletton. Sletton between the rings. Tosses over to Braylon Quick in the right corner. Now back to Graff. Dribbles left side of the paint. Tries to skip it in, but it's kicked away by number 14, Addison Bedward. And Ridge will keep possession of the basketball as Mandy Worley set to inbound on the left corner. Rainbow pass into Sletton, gives back to Worley in the left corner. Cross-court pass, Shayna Graff, right wing. Graff into the paint, puts up a left-handed scoop layup, and it's good. Shayna Graff now with 7 points on the game. 20-12, River Ridge on top of Highland. 16:15 to play. On the high right side, Bronwyn Halverson, left corner. Now Fredericks loads up for three. She knocks it down. And just like that, back-to-back three-pointers for Highland. 5-point ball game, 16 minutes left. 20-15, River Ridge on top. Zinkel, right wing, drives in, and they whistle her up for a travel. Turnover number 9 for River Ridge. Cardinals take possession. Boss Electric call Brad Adrian and Josh Busher at Boss Electric, Lancaster, and Fenimore. And the Queen Bee Radio Sports SoundCloud page. Listen back to recordings of our previous sportscasts anytime and on demand at soundcloud.com/Queen Bee Radio Sports. Ellie Fredericks between the rings. Hands off to Addison Bedward. Bedward dribbles to the right corner. Now back out to the right wing to Miller. Miller lobs it in, and a whistle against River Ridge as Bronwyn Halverson was trying to dribble her way out of a double team, and a hand check foul called against River Ridge. First personal on Aaron Adrian, first team foul at the half for the Wolves. The inbound pass gets in, Fredericks with it in the right corner, now to the top to Terrell. Terrell loses the ball momentarily, but recovers it, hands off to the left corner, and a skip pass is stolen away by Melissa Sletton. 15:20 to play. 20-15, River Ridge on top. Shayna Graff dribbles out of the left wing, now to the right wing, switches from the left to the right hand, loses the ball, but recovers it, skips it into Adrian. Adrian tries to put up a shot, and a whistle called against Kate Terrell. Aaron Adrian will go to the free throw line for River Ridge, shooting 40% for the lineup on the season. Stops the clock with 15:06. First free throw off the front of the rim, no good. Brands Auto Body and Paint Specialists in Lancaster, and WCC Brands Custom Apparel in Keeler and Lancaster. Second free throw rattles out. Rebound collected by Highland. Over 2 on that trip for Aaron Adrian. 20-15 the score. 15 minutes to go in regulation. Cardinals basketball, Addison Bedward dribbles to the right corner, skips it in. Fredericks open shot under the basket, banks it in. Harley Fredericks with 5 points in the second half, closes the gap to within 3, 20-17. River Ridge on top, ball poked away and stolen away, but a push going to be called against Highland. Or no, they say it's against River Ridge. I thought it was against Highland. Erin Adrian called for the foul. That's her second personal. Both teams with 2 fouls in the half. Fredericks lobs it into the backcourt to Addison Bedward. Bedward right-handed dribble, angles towards the right side, gives to Kate Terrell on the right wing. Kate Terrell, ball over her head, trying to get past Shayna Graff, and a 5-second violation called against Highland. 14:23 to go, 20-17, River Ridge on top. It looked like the offenses were starting to get going in this second half. Slayton skips it into Adrian, right side of the paint. Trying to go for the duck under. Shot rolls off the front of the rim. Scramble for the rebound, and a whistle against River Ridge. Going to give possession to Highland, and that will be personal foul number 3 on Erin Adrian. Adrian stays in the game as Highland takes possession. Edward dribbles it to the far sideline, now angles towards the near side, hands off to Kate Terrell on the right wing. Skips it in to Halverson, kicks out, three-pointer left corner for Miller, no good. Volleyball for the rebound, chased down by Fredericks in the right corner. Out to the right wing, Kate Terrell. Has the ball swatted away, stolen away by Shayna Graff. Graff, one defender coming back the other way. Her shot's no good. A great defense there by Kate Terrell, and a whistle and a hand check foul called against Graff. No easy shots under the basket. Great defense there by Kate Terrell. As Lydia Mason checks into the game for River Ridge. And number 20, Erin Adrian, will take a seat with those 3 personal fouls. 14 fouls on the half for River Ridge. Highland takes possession of the basketball. Tonight's game sponsored by People's State Bank. For personal, home, business, and ag loans, visit one of their area convenient locations or visit peoplesfinancial.com. Member FDIC. Sophia Terrell on the right side. Stops her dribble on the right wing. Has it poked out of her hands, and it's recovered right in front of the center court stripe as the pass is knocked out of bounds along the Highland Cardinals bench. And Coach Terrell barking orders to his Cardinals as Harley Fredericks set to get the inbound pass in and gets it into Addison Bedward. Bedward switches from the right to the left hand, over to the left wing to Caitlin Miller. Miller, ball over her head, being guarded heavily by Mason. Drives in, and they're going to whistle at Mason for the foul. Second personal on Mason, team foul number 5. Now the foul's starting to pile up for River Ridge. As Harley Fredericks will inbound baseline left side. Shayna Graff doing a couple jumping jacks in front of Fredericks. Inbound pass is going to get in on the high left side to Bedward. Bedward, right-handed dribble, gives out to Miller. Lobs it down low, poked away. But kick back out, right corner 3 coming up off the front of the rim, no good. Offensive rebound, the put back, too strong off the backboard for Bronwyn Halverson. Scramble for the rebound along the baseline. And who has possession of the basketball? It's a jump ball. And the alternate possession will keep it on the Highland side. Melissa Slutton will check back in for River Ridge. Shayna Graff will check out to take a breather. And Harley Fredericks set to throw in the inbound pass. Fredericks lobs it into Caitlin Miller, just getting past Lydia Mason. Miller stops her dribble between the rings, hands off to the near side to Addison Bedward. Bedward dribbles towards the free throw lane. Ball poked away, but recovered by Bedward in the right corner. And ball nearly lost again by Miller, but able to recover it. Ball poked away, and now a foul called against River Ridge. And it's a push, and is this on Mason? That is on Lydia Mason, and that is her third personal. Lydia Mason with 3 fouls, Aaron Adrian with 3 fouls. Neither of them are considered starters for River Ridge, but they see significant playing time and are key parts of the River Ridge offensive attack. 3-pointer straight ahead for Highland coming up. Ball spit back out. Offensive rebound. Put back off target. Third time's the charm. No. Off the side of the board. Fourth time. Yes. Rowan Halverson puts it back, and it's a 1-point ball game. 12:05 to play in regulation. River Ridge 20, Highland 19. It's a full timeout. We'll take one too. Back after this on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. One-point ball game here at Highland High School. 12:05 to play in regulation. River Ridge 20, Highland 19. Grant Regional House Center People State paying coverage of high school girls basketball presented by Myers Heating and Cooling, Myers Home Comfort Solutions, and Wolf Construction on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Melissa Sletton with the basketball at the left elbow. Hands off to Reagan Zinkel, cutting towards the top of the arc. Now Sletton gets it back off a pass from Shayna Graff. Dribbles to the top of the arc, back to Graff on the near side. Graff back to the top to Sletton. Sletton back to Graff. Graff trying to get past her defender. Takes a dribble inside the arc, back out to Sletton on the high left side. Sletton, underhand toss to Zinkel on the right corner. Cross-court pass to Graff. Graff loads up at 3 on the double team. Off the side of the rim, no good. And the rebound collected by Caitlin Miller of River Ridge. And a official stoppage to let Caitlin Miller tie her shoe. Game brought to you by the Queen Bee Radio High School Sports Roundup, our weekly high school sports show covering everything in our area's high school sports scene, including highlights, recaps, previews, interviews, and more. New episodes every Monday now on the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube and SoundCloud channels. Highland in possession of the basketball, trying to take the lead on this possession. It would be the first lead of the game. 3-pointer, left corner, back iron, no. Hallerson there with the offensive board, and the shot swatted away by Shayna Graff, collecting the ball on the steal, and River Ridge back in possession, trying to add on to their 1-point lead, 20-19. As River Ridge only scoring 4 points so far in the second half. They've led by as many as 10. Reagan Zinkel on the high right side. Zinkel trying to get past Fredericks. Loses the handle along the far sideline, runs into a double team. It's poked away and stolen away by the Cardinals. 3-on-2 in transition, coming back the other way. Catch and shoot 3, left corner, back iron, no. Sletton there with the rebound for River Ridge. Sletton going to slow it down with 10:10 to go. Still 20-19. River Ridge on top. Ball poked temporarily by Fredericks, but ball given to Shayna Graff in the corner. Graff cutting towards the basket, scoop layup, no good, but 2 free throws coming up. So I believe Sophia Terrell is the guilty Cardinal on the foul. Sophia Terrell, personal foul number 1, team foul number 3 for the Cardinals. Graff at the free throw line shooting 55%. First free throw, no good. Clare Bank with their 8 locations in Southwest Wisconsin, probably supporting our area's high school sports teams. Clare Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Second free throw good for Graff. Graf now with 8 points on the game, and it's a 2-point lead for the Wolves, 21-19, under 10 minutes left. Ball poked away by Aaron Adrian, but recovered by Bedward right before it goes into the backcourt, and now a whistle. As my view was obstructed by the scores table, didn't see exactly what happened, but they whistle up Aaron Adrian for the foul, and that's personal foul number 4. Team foul number 7, and a 1-and-1 coming up for Addison Bedward. Bedward's first free throws of the game, shooting 43% on the season. And she hits the first. She'll get another free throw coming up here. Roy's Concrete of Bagley. Put Roy and his crew to work for you on your next concrete project. Call Roy quick at Roy's Concrete, serving Southwest Wisconsin and proud to back the River Ridge Timberwolves. The second free throw is good for Bedward. We are tied at 21, 9:50 to go. Melissa Slutton blocks it across center court, right on top of the Highland Cardinals logo. Angles towards the right side, puts up a shot, and a big collision under the basket between Sletton and Addison Bedward, I believe, and 2 free throws coming up for Melissa Sletton. Sletton is 1 of 2 at the line, only 1 point on the contest. And it will be personal foul number 2 on Sophia Terrell. And the first free throw spit out for Melissa Sletton on this trip. Doolittle's Pub and Eatery on the square in Lancaster. Catch dueling pianos at Doolittle's this Saturday night at 8 p.m. Doolittle's on the square in Lancaster. Second free throw good for Sletton. Breaks the tie. River Ridge 22, Highland 21, 9:40 to go. Riley Frederick's going to walk it across center court for the Cardinals. She's met at center court by Reagan Zinkel. Skips it over to the high left side to Bedward. Bedward skips it to Kate Terrell, left elbow. Now back to the left corner to Bedward. Fredericks, high right side, lobs it down low. Ball kicked out. Caitlin Miller loads up for 3, right side, knocks it in! Caitlin Miller with her second three-pointer of the game, and Highland has their first lead, 24-22, closing in on 9 minutes to go. Sletton tries to pass it to Worley, and it's pumped out of bounds. It was last touched by Bedward. Great defense by Bedward to disrupt River Ridge's momentum. As Shayna Graff will inbound right in front of the scores table, and she'll throw it into the backcourt to Sletton. Now under 9 minutes left. Highland 24, River Ridge 22. River Ridge led at 1 point, 16-6. As Graff finds Mason in the left corner. Now Sletton with it, top of the arc. Passes over to Zinkel. Now back to the near side to Graff. Graff in the lane, takes on a double team shot, too strong off the backboard. And Kate Terrell collects the rebound for the Cardinals. Addison Bedward dribbles to the right side now to Terrell. Terrell backing down. Passes on to the double team. Shot put up on the right side by Halverson, no good. Rebound collected by Sletton of River Ridge. 8:18 to go. Highland 24, River Ridge 22. Sletton puts up a shot, sprinting towards the basket, and she's wincing. Looked like she was holding her wrist momentarily, but looks like she's going to be fine, and she'll be at the free throw line, as Harley Fredericks will be charged with the foul. And that down is her first personal, 15 foul at the half. Actually, they whistle at Bedward. Sletton misses the first free throw on this trip. River of Lakes Resort for family-friendly camping and excellent fishing in the backwaters of the Mississippi. Get away at River of Lakes Resort. Learn more at rolcamp.com. River of Lakes Resort in Bagley. Sletton can't get the second free throw. Highland with the rebound. Chasing it down was Brahman Halverson, and she'll give off to Fredericks to get it across center court. Fredericks directing traffic, skips it over to the near side to Bedward. Bedward, right side of the paint, and a whistle as Halverson was trying to pass out of a double team. And they call a hold on Lydia Mason. That's her fourth personal. And another 1-on-1 coming up for the Cardinals. Halverson at the line. Halverson can't get the free throw to go. And River Ridge collects the rebound. Graff there to collect the board. 24-22. Highland on top of River Ridge. 7:49 to go. Zinkel over to Sletton on the right wing. Dribbles to the right elbow, tries to pass the Graf, poked away, stolen away. Coming back the other way is Bedward. Her layup spins off the front of the rim. Fredericks there, second chance, no good. Sletton with the rebound for River Ridge, and a hold called against Highland. Bedward called for her second personal, team foul number 6 for the Cardinals. Bedward checks out of the game for Highland. And Sophia Terrell back in the game. 7.5 minutes to go, 24-22. Here come the Wolves. Zinkel, right side. Braylon Quick, three-pointer, right side. Got it! Braylon Quick with the three. River Ridge on top by 1. 25-24, 7:15 to play. Ball lobbed in, right side of the paint. Now a three-pointer, right corner, and an answer for Caitlin Miller. Caitlin Miller with her third three-pointer of the half. Highland back on top by 2. 27-25, under 7 minutes to play. Zinkel, high right side. Now decides to dribble, hands out to Quick in the corner. Now back to Zinkel. Zinkel dribbles into a double team and banks it in from the right side of the paint to tie it up. 6 points for Reagan Zinkel, 27-27, 6:38 to play. Caitlin Miller on the high right side. Now off to number 15, Brahman Halverson. Straight ahead three coming up. Ball spit back out. Kate Terrell shot no good. Shayna Graf with the rebound for River Ridge. Graf jogs it across center court. Now going to give out to the top to Sletton. Zinkel, high right side. Takes the dribble, hands off to Quigg. Now a straight ahead three for Graf. Off the back iron, no. Fredericks there for the rebound for Highland. Cardinals come back down the floor quickly. Miller with it in the right corner, takes the dribble, puts up a shot. Ricochets off the side of the rim, and a scramble for the rebound. Highland has it, and a shot is put up. And 2 free throws coming up for Brahman Halverson. Team foul number 9 for River Ridge. Who's the guilty Timberwolf? That is number 10, Melissa Sletton, her second personal. 2 free throws coming up for Halverson. And the first free throw is good. Highland back up by 1 with under 6 minutes to play. Anderson Weber Toyota Dubuque, powering our audio stream. Anderson Weber Toyota, when you are ready. Second free throw spit back out. Mason there with the rebound. 28-27, 5:52 to play. Highland on top. Zinkel. Out to the right side, now back to the top to Sletton. Worley loads up for 3, splashes it! Mandy Worley gets points on her stat line. River Ridge up by 2, 30-28. Back and forth we go in Highland. Miller dribbles to the free throw line. Ball works its way to the left corner. Halverson driving baseline, kicks it out to Miller. Now a catch and shoot 3 for Terrell off the back iron. Reagan Zinkel tracks it down for River Ridge. Going to pass it out to Sletton with 5:10 to play. River Ridge trying to add on to their 2-point lead, 30-28. Cross court pass to Zinkel on the right wing. Sletton straight ahead 3 at the top. Airballs it to the right side of the rim, goes out of bounds, and Highland will take possession. Hermson's Ace Hardware and Home Center in Bloomington, and Hermson's Ace Hardware at the bottom of Main and Platteville. See Hermson's for the perfect paint for your next project. Hermson's Ace Hardware in Bloomington and Platteville. Under 5 minutes to play, 30-28. River Ridge on top of Highland. Highland with the basketball. Miller, top of the arc, hands off to Halverson. Halverson, and a whistle called against River Ridge. Mandy Worley, I believe, guilty of the hand check foul, and it's double bonus time for the Cardinals, I believe. The officials are discussing it. Foul is on Mandy Worley. It is team foul number 10. And 2 free throws coming up for Brahman Halverson. Again, neither team in foul trouble in the first half, but now double bonus time. River Ridge with 10 team fouls. Highland with 6. And Halverson hits the first. Game tonight brought to you by Don's Tire in Highland. Don's Tire is your neighborhood Goodyear Tire Center. Count on the trusted local pros at Don's Tire at the bottom of Main Street in Highland. The second free throw is good, and it's a full timeout taken on the floor. We'll keep it here with 4:46 to play in the game. We are tied at 30 apiece from Highland High School. Great game between Six Rivers West rivals. Highland again with the win clinches at least a share of the Six Rivers West and can clinch it outright with a win against Shullsburg if they beat River Ridge tonight. Otherwise, a loss for Highland puts them in a tie with Belmont, and both teams with a game to go in their conference season. Tonight's game is sponsored by TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Beautify your home with decorative colored mulch. Give Jim Jury and the gang a call. TriStar Pallets of Highland and TriStar Mulch of Cobb and Platteville. Community First Bank for you in the communities where you live, work, and play. Experience for yourself the difference at Community First Bank. CFBank.com. Member FDIC. Myers Heating and Cooling, servicing Southwest Wisconsin since 1999. Myers Heating and Cooling, where they say, don't worry, we got this. Grant Regional Health Center's ortho team, Dr. Brad Binsfeld and Nate Stocco, PAC, provide exceptional care for sports-related injuries. Grant Regional Health Center, experience the difference. Russell Office is here to assist you as your local legal representation. Call for a consultation to discuss personal injury, estate planning, family law, criminal defense, probate administration, and more. Proudly serving Southern Wisconsin, Russell Law Offices. And by Rundy Plumbing and Heating in Belmont for all of your agricultural, commercial, and residential needs. Call Rundy Plumbing and Heating in Belmont. Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining in the game. 4:40 to go. Tied at 30 apiece. River Ridge and Highland catch and shoot. Jumper at the free throw line, no good for Worley, and the rebound is collected by Halverson of Highland. Carly Fredericks with the basketball for the Cardinals between the rings. Angles towards the right side, going to skip it over to Caitlin Miller. And a push away from the basketball. And it's an offensive foul against Highland. That's on Kate Terrell. That's her third personal. Team foul number 7. And Reagan Zinkel will inbound for River Ridge. She'll throw it into Melissa Sletton. 4:20 to play, tied at 30. Zinkel, high right side, back out to the top to Sletton. Sletton skips it into Mason, back out to Quick in the right corner, cross-court pass to the near side to Worley. Sletton gives to Zinkel on the right side, ball skipped in, poked away, stolen away by Kate Terrell. Under 4 minutes left. River Ridge 30, Highland 30. Big matchup at the Six Rivers West on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Shot put up right side of the paint is good. Banking it in is Sophia Terrell. A big-time Gerard Abbing of Platteville Realty bank shot. 32-30, Highland on top. 3:35 to go. Worley, high left side. Back out to the top to Sletton. To Zinkel on the right. Back out to the top to Sletton. Sletton fakes it. Gives it over to Zinkel again. Zinkel now going to go baseline. Stops her dribble. Right side of the paint. Back out to the top to Sletton. To Worley. To Quick for 3. Left corner. Short. Rebound collected by Sophia Terrell. Fredericks directing traffic for Highland. Closing in on 3 minutes left. Highland trying to add on to their 2-point lead. Halverson in the left corner. Dribbles up out to the left wing. Being guarded heavily by Worley. Going to skip it over to the left corner, and a whistle, and they're going to whistle up Sletton, I believe. Or no, Zinkel. Oh, it is on Sletton. That'll be her third personal. Again, double bonus. With Sophia Terrell at the free throw line. Her first trip. And she hits the first. Sophia Terrell on the season shooting 60% at the free throw line. Mountain City Bank's total line of credit allows you to use the equity in your home to do the things you want. Stop at a Mountain City Bank to apply. Offer subject to approval. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Learn more at mountcitybank.com. Sophia Terrell hits the second free throw. It's a 2-possession game for the Cardinals. 34-30, 2:50 to go. Quick in the right corner, Zinkel on the high right side. Now Adrian at the free throw line, and she picked up her pivot foot, travel River Ridge. Cardinals take possession with 2:42 to play. 34-30. Cardinals on top. Frederick's going to take her time getting it across center court. She's going to be met by Reagan Zinkel at the timeline. Caitlin Miller gets the ball off the pass from Fredericks. Fredericks gets it back. Zinkel all over her. 2:20 to go, and a skip pass is knocked out of bounds by Zinkel on the far sideline. Stops the clock with 2:19. 34-30, Highland on top of River Ridge. Inbound pass is thrown into the backcourt to Caitlin Miller. Miller being guarded by Adrian. Miller stops her dribble on the high left side. Now ball skipped in. Turnaround shot for Terrell is spun out, but a foul. And 2 more free throws coming up for Kate Terrell. She's 2 of 4 on the game. Has 4 points in total. Second foul called against Braylon Quick. And the first free throw is off the back iron, no good. Game time sponsored by Claire Bank with their 8 locations in Southwest Wisconsin, probably supporting our area's high school sports teams. Claire Bank, where they say we can do that. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender. Second free throw is good for Terrell. And a timeout taken by Ronnie Zinkel of River Ridge with 2:08 to play. It's Highland 35, River Ridge 30. Back after this on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. .208 to play. Highland 35, River Ridge 36, Rivers West. Girls basketball on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. River Ridge in possession of the basketball, down by 2 possessions. As Sletton gets it across center court, runs into the paint. Bucket's no good, but a foul on the floor called against the Cardinals. Harley Fredericks called for the foul. That'll be her first personal, and a 1-on-1 coming up for Melissa Sletton. Sletton 2 of 6 at the free throw line on the game. And the front end of the 1-on-1 is off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound collected by the Cardinals, under 2 minutes left, a minute 53. Cardinals with it in the left corner. Sophia Terrell looking for a teammate to pass to, and they skip it over to Halverson right before a 5-second violation. Ball poked away by Quick, but recovered by Terrell on the right side of the paint. Now Caitlin Miller dribbling out of the right wing to the top, being chased down by Braylon Quick, and a timeout taken by the Cardinals. It's a 30-second stop with 92 seconds remaining in the game. Highland 35, River Ridge 30. We'll keep it here. Tell you that our game is sponsored by River of Lakes Resort for family-friendly camping and excellent fishing in the backwaters of the Mississippi. Get away at River of Lakes Resort. Learn more at rolcamp.com. River of Lakes Resort in Bagley. Doolittle's Pub and Eatery on the Square in Lancaster. Catch dueling pianos at Doolittle's this Saturday night at 8 p.m. Doolittle's on the Square in Lancaster. And by Roy's Concrete of Bagley. Put Roy and his crew to work for you on your next concrete project. Call Roy Quick at Roy's Concrete, servicing Southwest Wisconsin, and proud to back the River Ridge Timberwolves. After the game, we'll have the Culver's Cool Down post-game show presented by Culver's in Dubuque, Galena, and Platteville. And we'll pick out a tri-core turning point, but still some business to take care of. 1:32 to go. 35-30, Highland on top. Cardinals with the basketball. Inbound pass gets into Fredericks. Fredericks being met by Reagan Zinkel. Fredericks angling towards the right side. Going to hand off to Kate Terrell. Terrell, high right wing, runs into a double team. Great job concentrating and keeping her dribble. 1:17 to go. Fredericks being chased by Zinkel. Ball given to the top. And Kate Terrell is going to be fouled by one of the River Ridge players. They're going to say it's on Shayna Graff. That's her second personal. And again, double bonus free throws coming up for Kate Terrell. Terrell 2 of 5. And misses the first. Five-point lead for Highland, 35-30, 1:09 to go. And here comes the second free throw for Terrell. Got it. Okay, Terrell now with 5 points on the game. 6-point lead for the Cardinals, 1:05 to play, 36-30. Sletton, left wing, Worley loads up for three, straight ahead, back iron, and it hits the cable above the backboard. And the clock is stopped with 57.1 seconds as a timeout. Or stoppage as Coach Terrell is directing how the inbound pass is going to go, and the inbound gets into Brahman Halverson right at the center court stripe. Going to give back to Fredericks. 50 seconds to go. And a quick foul by River Ridge. Again, got to put the Cardinals at the free throw line to conserve time. Harley Fredericks at the free throw line. Her first free throws of the game, shooting 55%. Misses the first. A made free throw here makes it a three-possession game with 49.2 seconds left. Highland 36, River Ridge 30. Second free throw coming up. Got it. Harley Fredericks makes the free throw, 37-30, 43 seconds left. Reagan Zinkel catch and shoot three, straight ahead, rattles in! We're not done yet, 37-33. As Harley Fredericks tries to dribble out of the trap on the far side. But another foul called against the Timberwolves. Two more free throws coming up for Fredericks. As they say, this is personal foul number 4 on Sletton. First free throw good for Fredericks. 32.7 seconds left, 38-33. Highland on top of River Ridge. Second free throw for Fredericks. And toilet bowl's out. Rebound collected by the Wolves. They push it down the floor. Quick has it on the right wing. Reagan Zinkel looking at Graff. Passes to Quick instead. Cross-court pass to the near side. And a three-pointer put up, and it's short of the rim. Shot put up by Mallory Krubel, and a rebound for Highland, and a whistle with 15.7 seconds left as the Wolves had to foul. And Worley will be called for her third personal, sending Sophia Terrell at the free throw line. Sophia Terrell, 3 of 3 at the line tonight. Hits the first. 39-33, 15.7 seconds left. Hits the second. Clutch free throws by Highland down the stretch. 40-33, 13 seconds left. Krubel in the left wing, ball poked away, stolen away by the Cardinals. And Fredericks trying to dribble her way out of it. The Wolves are going to retreat, and the Highland Cardinals are going to win the game and are at least have a share of the Six Rivers West Conference title with the final score, Highland 40, River Ridge 33. Cardinals improved to 17-5 overall, 8-1 in the Six Rivers West. Their final game will be at Shullsburg on the 15th. As for the River Ridge Timberwolves, they fall to 13-8 on the season, 5-4 in the Six Rivers West. Their next game is on the 12th at home against Darlington, and then they close out the season at home against Potosi Cassville.
Great game, ladies. Best of luck to you the rest of the season and in postseason play.
Again, the final score.
We are giving a huge congratulations to our Lady Cardinals, who have earned at least a share of the 2023-24 Six Rivers West Conference Championship.
Harley Fredericks and Brahman Halverson receiving the plaque for the Cardinals, and it's party time for Highland. 40-33, the Highland Cardinals defeat River Ridge and have clinched at least a share of the Six Rivers West. Coming up next, Culver's Cool Down postgame show presented by Culver's in Dubuque, Galena, and Platteville. We'll pick out a tri-court turning point. We'll see if Coach Terrell and maybe a player or two will come up and chat about the conference share clinching victory over the Timberwolves here tonight. Again, the final 40-33. Highland defeats River Ridge. Six Rivers West girls basketball. Culver's Cool Down postgame coming up next on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
Give your baby everything. So start with a safe sleep area. Babies younger than 1 should always be placed to sleep on their backs on a firm and flat surface like a safety-approved crib. And keep blankets, pillows, and other soft or loose items out of the crib when the baby is in it. Learn more about safe sleep for babies at safetosleep.nicchd.nih.gov. Sponsored by the Eunice Kennedy Shriver National Institute of Child Health and Human Development.
In Game 10.
The Highland Cardinals have clinched at least a share of the Six Rivers West Conference title. They defeat the River Ridge Timberwolves tonight, 40-33, avenging their only conference loss of the season. On our Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball presented by Myers Heating and Cooling, Myers Home Comfort Solutions, and Wolf Construction. Coming up next, Culver's Cool Down postgame show presented by Culver's in Dubuque, Galena, and Platteville. Pick out our tri-court turning point, checking on the shoebox scoreboard as well. Culver's Cool Down after this on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel.
lung transplant made possible by an organ donor. Now Steve could do things he never imagined, like climbing 94 floors to the top of a skyscraper.
I never knew that breathing could feel this good. It's an incredible gift.
What could you make possible as an organ, eye, and tissue donor? Leave behind the gift of life. Go to organdonor.gov, U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Health Resources and Services Administration. Craig Culver of Culver's.
Times have changed since Mom first created Culver's Double Butter Burger Deluxe, but one thing sure hasn't.
Craig, what would you like to share for show and tell?
This is a butter burger. Fresh beef, never frozen, seared to perfection, topped with real Wisconsin cheese on a lightly buttered bun. Butter burger, butter burger.
Hungry? Stop in for one today.
It's time for the Culver's Cool Down Postgame Show, brought to you by Culver's in Dubuque, Galena, and Platteville.
Culver's Cool Down Postgame Show presented by Culver's in Dubuque, Galena, and Platteville. The Highland Cardinals have clinched at least a share of the Six Rivers West Conference title. They defeat the River Ridge Timberwolves tonight 40-33. And we have some special guests joining us at the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, Harley Fredericks and Bronwyn Halverson. Ladies, congratulations on clinching a share of the conference title. I'll let each of you fight for the microphone here, but talk about how awesome it is to be holding this Six Rivers West Conference Championship plaque, and was this something that you girls thought that you might be able to achieve at the beginning of the season?
It's pretty incredible to be holding this. We definitely were not picked to win conference at all, and it's just awesome to be able to prove like we are worth it, and we are like we have the ability that everybody else has. It's incredible to hold this. But yeah, I mean, we weren't picked to be top of the conference, but it's amazing to have that feeling that we were the underdogs and we came out on top. So pretty incredible for me, at least.
Yeah, but talk about the bond that you girls have as a team, because, you know, in multiple athletics for Highland girls, you know, volleyball, basketball, softball, your girls are awfully, you know, competitive in every sport, and that doesn't happen by accident. You girls have to have a very strong bond to be successful in all those sports. How close are you girls, you know, not just in the locker room, but in the classroom as well, outside of school, outside of sports? How important is that bond for you girls?
It's so incredibly important. I mean, we're a small school, so we play every single sport together. We don't have the numbers, but we get to experience all those moments with each other. So it's so incredibly important for us to be close with each other for this reason. That, I mean, we're close outside of school, we're close in sports, and it all just benefits us in the end. So it's incredibly crucial for all of us to have that bond and stick together through thick and thin.
Yeah, but the last time that Highland did win conference in girls basketball, they were playing at the Rec Center in Green Bay. You girls were on that team, got to experience that. How awesome of an experience was that, and is that something that you girls have kind of had in the back of your mind, you know, looking ahead as you progress during your high school athletic career? You know, I'm not going to say that this team is going to be, you know, going to the Resch, but, you know, you girls have played very good basketball throughout the season, only one conference loss, and, you know, have really been the class of the Six Rivers West. How important was that experience early on in your athletic careers, and how important was it to try and maintain and keep up with that level of competition that that championship team had?
It's very important, just because, I mean, we got that experience before. We were able to experience it, and we were able to put that behind us and get that experience out. So it wasn't something that was new to us. It was something that we did experience, which, again, only benefits us in the long run just because we have experienced it before. But, I mean, it's incredible just because to see all those things happen again. But just having that under our belt for the first time is very beneficial for each of us.
All right, we'll let Bronwyn have a shot at this one. And, you know, what's interesting about this game is that it didn't start out very good for Highland tonight. River Ridge jumped out to a 16-6 lead. Just seemed offensively, neither team was really, you know, getting any sort of momentum. But then the second half, the momentum started to swing. Talk about how important it was to kind of stay the course and be able to still play your game, or were there, you know, key adjustments that Coach Terrell was mentioning at halftime that helped you guys get that momentum going and ultimately get the win tonight?
I think it's all about like confidence in each other and just picking each other up within our coaches, within the teammates, and just keep going. And whether we miss a shot, like keep your head up and just keep picking each other up and have each other there. I think it really helps having a strong bond with each other, so that it helps pick each other up and keep us going and believe that we can win in the end.
Yep, and one of the things that I remember too from the first matchup when we had that game in Patch Grove free throw shooting was not great for you girls in that game. I'm kind of curious, how many free throws did Coach Terrell make you guys shoot after that loss to River Ridge? And was there a bit of a revenge factor with River Ridge coming onto your home floor this evening and trying to avenge that only conference loss of the year?
Definitely, I think we practice free throws a lot during practice. It's one of the things that can either make you win a game or lose a game, obviously. We did not make a lot, so that could be the losing factor. And when you keep working and it's all about confidence again, we were already down, so like when we pick each other up and we have our confidence to make those free throws, then it really helps us in the end.
All right, now looking at the schedule, you've got a game against Shullsburg to close out the season, and then the postseason is coming around the corner. Talk about how this team has grown throughout the season, and are there things that, looking at your team as a whole, are there things that you're looking to fine-tune as you head into the postseason, some things that you can work on and get yourself ready for a postseason run?
I think just keep pushing and keep working on the things that we do, and obviously our weaknesses that we have during games that we see, and building on them and learning how through the past games to help us come to these new games, and watching film on other teams and like learning how they play so that we can know them as well.
All right, well, congratulations on clinching a share at least of the Six Rivers West Conference title. You can clinch it outright against Shullsburg coming up on the 15th. Go enjoy this one. Congratulations, and we'll see you guys in the postseason.
Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. That was Harley Fredericks and Bronwyn Halverson on the Culver's Cool Down post-game show presented by Culver's in Dubuque, Galena, and Platteville. The Highland Cardinals victorious over River Ridge tonight, 40-33. Again, they have clinched at least a share of the Six Rivers West Conference title and have an opportunity to clinch it outright coming up on the 15th against Shullsburg. We'll take our final timeout. We'll recap the individual scoring of this game and check in on the shoebox scoreboard as the Culver's Cool Down post-game show wraps up after this on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Closing up shop on the Culver's Cool Down post-game show presented by Culver's in Dubuque, Galena, and Platteville. The Highland Cardinals have clinched at least a share of the Six Rivers West Conference title and have an opportunity to clinch it outright coming up next week against Shullsburg on the 15th. Tyler Dictanis with you from the Wolf Construction broadcast booth on AM 1590 WPVL and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel at Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball presented by Myers Heating and Cooling, Myers Home Comfort Solutions, and Wolf Construction. And our Culver's Cool Down postgame show presented by Culver's in Dubuque, Galena, and Platteville. The story of the game was, again, it did look very good offensively for either team in the first half. River Ridge went into halftime with a 16-9 lead, led 16-6 at one point. And Highland was just gradually able to scratch and claw their way back into the game in the first half of the second half. Made it a 20-19 game before a three-pointer by Caitlin Miller gave Highland their first lead of the game at 22-20. And it was pretty much back and forth until about 4 minutes left to go in the game, and that's when the Tricor turning point happened, brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. Highland went on a 7-0 run, or at least a 6-0 run to make it 36-30, and River Ridge would not get close. It was 37-30, actually, and then before Reagan Zinkel hit a three straight ahead to make it 37-33, and that was the closest that River Ridge would be in the ballgame from that point forward. So we'll call that 7-0 run to go up 37-30. Our Tricor turning point tonight brought to you by Tricor Insurance. Insurance plans built for you, your family, and your business. Contact Tricor Insurance today. Individual scoring for both teams. Highland was led in scoring by Sophia Terrell with 10 points. She was the only player in double figures for Highland tonight. Caitlin Miller made three-pointers in the second half to give her 9 points on the game. 7 points apiece for Harley Fredericks and Brahman Halverson, the two guests that we had on the Culver's Cool Down postgame show just a few moments ago. 5 points for Kate Terrell and 2 points for Addison Bedward. I was mentioning about the free throw shooting for Highland in the first matchup, the Achilles heel that essentially cost them the game against River Ridge. In tonight's game, Highland shot 15 of 24 from the free throw line. For River Ridge, they were led in scoring tonight by Reagan Zinkel with 9 points, 8 points for Shayna Graff, 5 points for Braylon Quick, 4 points for Aaron Adrian, 3 points for Mandy Worley, and 2 points for Melissa Slutton. Mallory Krubel saw action but did not score. And Coach Zinkel has mentioned multiple times in both pregame and postgame interviews that she's had on our high school sports broadcast that free throws have been an issue for River Ridge throughout the season. Tonight, had them down for 3 of 11 at the free throw line this evening. The Highland Cardinals improve again to 17-5 overall, 8-1 in the Six Rivers West. And again, will clinch the title outright with a win at Shullsburg coming up next week on the 15th. River Ridge will fall to 13-8 on the season, 5-4 in the Six Rivers West. And they have 2 games remaining on their schedule. A game on the 12th at home against Darlington, and then a home game on the 15th. They close out Six Rivers West Conference play against Potosi Cassville. Final check on the Shoebox scoreboard presented by the Shoebox in Black Earth, the largest independent shoe store in the Midwest. This went final on Super Hits 106. Mineral Point defeats Cuba City 58-42. Platteville clinches a share of the SWC Boys Conference title. Or no, they win the conference title outright, beg your pardon, 63-48 over Prairie du Chien. Lancaster defeats Dodgeville in SWC Boys Basketball 53-48. And Potosi escapes Shullsburg 52-51. Potosi missed 2 free throws with 3 seconds remaining, and Shullsburg's last second three at the buzzer went off the front of the rim. Exciting finish. Looking forward to seeing that on the Subs.com highlight reel on the High School Sports Roundup next week. those are the finals that we can tell you about. River Ridge Scales Mound defeats Pecatonica in Illinois girls basketball 49-25. Thank you to Matt Wiederholt for the scoring update on that one. And looking ahead to our Queen Bee Radio sports schedule for this week, we have no games tomorrow night because we thought that this game was actually going to be played tomorrow night, so we don't have any high school sports on Friday night, but we have high school wrestling coming up on a Saturday. It's the WIA Regional Wrestling Round. In Division 2, we'll have the regional from Dodgeville on Extreme 107.1 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Division 3 action on 97.7 Country WGLR. Girls basketball also on Saturday afternoon. We have Mineral Point at Belmont. Fun matchup on Super Hits 106 and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. And then the IHSA postseason for girls basketball regional quarterfinal matchup, Milledgeville taking on River Ridge Scales Mound. We'll have that one right here on AM 1590 WPVL Raleigh Cheese pregame 2:40 and tip-off set for 3 o'clock. And we'll see how the wrestling and Illinois girls basketball games finish this weekend to determine our coverage for next week. And that will wrap up our broadcast from Highland High School. Thank you to Lynn Mitchick, Brad Tucker, everyone here at Highland High School for all their work that they do to help us get our radio and YouTube streams up and running. Thank you to both head coaches, Josh Terrell of Highland and Ronnie Zinkel for the pregame interviews and team information. Special thanks to Harley Fredericks and Brahman Halverson for the postgame interviews on our Covers Cool Down postgame show. Thank you to all of our sponsors who help us bring high school sports to you, and thank you for listening and watching along. This has been Grant Regional Health Center and People's State Bank coverage of high school girls basketball presented by Myers Heating and Cooling, Myers Home Comfort Solutions, and Wolf Construction on ESPN Radio, AM 1590, WPVL, and the Queen Bee Radio Sports YouTube channel. Once again, the final score from Highland High School. The Highland Cardinals they've clinched at least a share of the Six Rivers West. They defeat River Ridge tonight 40-33. Highland has an opportunity to clinch it outright with the win against Schulzberg next week. For the Wolf Construction broadcast booth, I'm Tyler Dictanis. Thank you so much for listening. Good night from Highland High School.